I'm Ann Marie, and you are listening to Achieve Spiritual, Holistic, and Self Improvement Radio. And this show is called Tarot Joy, and we celebrate the symbols of intuitive connection all around us. And every day, when you wake up from the minute that the sun shines on to the day, you're going to see things, you're going to feel things, things are going to fall off the dresser, things are going to ironically happen, things are going to synchronistically happen, and all around you is just going to be little things that are talking to you, and all you have to do is interpret them. So whether you do it through natural life, and whether you join with us today with your cards, or just call in for an amazing reading, actually 2 readings per call. The number is 626-666-6027. That's 626-666-6027. And be sure to click *5. Today we have our beloved Joseph Grych. And hey, Joe, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you, Ann Marie? And thank you for having me back on your show. I really do enjoy being here with you.
We enjoy you being here too, buddy. So,
I understand that you can't see me.
Oh, I don't know, because I'm not. I never look at that, so
Okay.
I don't know. Is
Well,
this?
I just want you to know that, gee, I'm having a really good hair day, and I'm even dressed up a little bit, and
Oh,
well. Oh, well.
oh, darn. Well,
And I have all my candles lit, and I have my pretty curtains up and everything. Oh, well.
oh gosh. Well,
That's all
we
right. I'll be
we
the voice on the phone.
have, we
That's
have
all
had
right.
we have had a little bit of problems, as Bill had, on some kind of major
I heard.
blowout in a farm
Yeah,
situation that just blew out all of the
I
computers.
understand. And I'm in a rural area too, and all sorts of odd things happen. It's sort of surreal actually being out here. I used to live in the burbs, and everything. I had access to everything, and it was so easy. Being out here in the country, a lot of odd things happen, and you just, well, hey, we'll deal with it, and that's what we do.
That's right. And everybody
So,
would have loved to have seen you there. So,
oh well.
our, so today we were going to start out with a prayer, or a kind of a meditation prayer. Do you still have that with you? And are you
Yes, in
still going
fact,
to get
actually,
that?
I have it memorized because I do this nearly every morning, and it's something I started a long time ago, and I read it once in a book, and I wish I knew what it was. It's so long ago, but the prayer, the meditation, has stayed in my mind, and it's something that I do in the morning. You stand up. If you could stand in front of the mirror, that's great, because it helps to have that image to focus on. And but regardless, you're going to be closing your eyes anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. Stand firmly with your feet slightly apart and your hands slightly uplifted as if you're feeling for rain. Okay. And with each breath that you draw in, we'll do this. I bring the cosmic forces into my body, asking for strength, protection, and guidance. I bring the cosmic forces into my body, asking for strength, protection, and guidance. I bring the cosmic forces into my body, asking for strength, protection, and guidance. And then afterwards, you visualize that a shower of white light is coming down upon you, and you say, I give thanks for the wonderful light. And then afterwards, you cross your arms in the ancient way of saying thank you. Cross your arms over And you lower your head and you say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh,
And there you
that's
have it.
awesome. That is really cool.
You
You had
could really
another.
feel it. You could really feel it when you do it. It's almost like you're in space for a moment, and it really helps to empower when you have something difficult you need to accomplish that day. Like, say, if you have to give a talk, or be in a meeting, or have to do something, or have to deal with
Mm,
something, and you take that time. After you do that, you take that time, before the thank yous. You say aloud to yourself how you want the day to go. I will be I will be alert. I will be receptive. I will express myself in a way that people can understand, and I will make a good difference today. You have that, and you ask for that. And while you do this meditation, and it's non-denominational, I don't think it would offend anybody, and that's what I like about it.
yes, exactly. Well, there was another one that you had that it said, I release.
Yes, that's the one that you do at night.
And
Okay,
I've
before
I've been
bed.
using I've been
And
using that one.
I'll recite that one. And what it is, it's I return all energy to its source with love. I return all energy to its source with love. And sometimes, I will sing it. I'll do, if I'm even driving in the car, a lot of times, if I feel something negative, I'll just start going, I return all energy to its source with love. And, of course, I have the windows rolled up, and maybe people see me doing this,
Well, that's beautiful. I love
But,
that. Well,
yes.
I've been doing kind of a takeoff on it because I couldn't remember exactly what it was.
It doesn't have
So
to be exact, right? But it has to have,
so
if it's the same
so this
idea,
so
yeah.
this is what I've been doing. If I have a problem, I think I had a bladder infection, and I said, I in love and peace, I return back to the universe all things that do not serve me. And then I name the things that are in my body, a zit,
Oh, I
a
like that.
bladder
You know what? I
infection.
really do
Uh,
believe that that would work. I really do. There are people who have had an ailment, and they have focused in on it, and they have said, this is going away.
right.
And
And it
actually, some people have had results with this, and it's amazing. So I like your variation. I think it's great. Mine is very general, because I just decided, oh, whatever it is, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But I love I
Okay.
love your interpretation.
Bill says he's still not receiving video from you, Joseph. So we're just broadcasting single screen today. But we do want you to know that it is possible to get video, but for some reason yours is not coming in today.
Yeah, it might be a combination of what's going on out here and there, since we're both rural. There are
Yeah.
some days where I feel lucky that I have internet at all.
Well, do you want, would you like to maybe get off for a second and then get back on and see if the video will come on?
Okay, why don't I hang up and then have Bill call me, and see if we could reboot that way. Okay.
Bill, can you? Bill, I hope you're there, and that perhaps you can. I'll just give him a little message.
Okay,
Um,
let's try it. I'm
Bill,
going to disappear. Okay.
yeah, okay. Bill Joseph is getting off, and bring him into the show with video. Okay, so we're going to see if that works. And again, I want to thank everybody that is with us today. Um, we will give you some wonderful readings. I'm going to look at in our room and see who we have. And we have Bobby from the Midwest and says, "Hello, Anne. What is the tarot saying?" And we have Kenneth from LA who's saying, "I once got a reading that I have a cold, manipulative woman in my life. I hate to say I believe it is my mom or sister. Is it them or just me?" And then we have Grace who says, "Hello, Anne Marie and Joseph. Can you please tell me how my supervisor views me? His name starts with the letter K." And that's what we have for today. And I'm going to give it Joseph a little bit more time and tell you a story. So, where I live in the Midwest, I have my house that is across a little gravel lane from my apple green studio that is surrounded by angel sculptures. Most of the sculptures are over 400 pounds. Some of them are 5 or 6 foot tall. And so, okay, yes, it's now there. Thanks. Okay, hopefully is okay. I'm not sure if that means that you know, Joseph is. Are you there? Okay. So anyway, um, I have written a book called The Gardens of the Sisterhood and Hood, and it's all about this intense connection I have with land. And I've discussed that with Joseph, and that it's kind of like when I go on land, I can see transparent pages of energy as if I can see. Hi, I hear you.
Hi, I'm back.
Did they
But
get
you
any
can't.
luck on that?
No, I'm not seen today. So
Oh dear. Okay. I
I
was
could
just
have been
talking to.
grubby.
Eh,
It could have been a
oh
grubby
well.
day, but well, that's okay.
So I was telling everybody about yesterday. I had inherited energetically all this land, and so I am have this been taking care of this half acre with a wisdom circle in it. It's just this wonderful circle of pine trees with this absolutely clear half a city block circle within it that is just this wonderful, wonderful energy. And then it goes into this lot of land. So it adjoins my studio land.
Wow.
So I've been taking care of it for about since 2013, paying the taxes on it. And I just planted my 500th tulip on it when somebody came up and held my shoulders and said, "Annie, do you know they're selling this land on November 18th?"
Oh,
And I just kind of looked at her in shock and I said, "You have got to be kidding." And it was like I couldn't believe it, so I got a lawyer and I went and to the city council and I called them and I said, "I have tax papers. You are supposed to consult me first," and blah blah blah. But it was a sheriff's sale and they had ripped down a little house and they were putting a lien on it or a judgment on it for the runaway owners that would never show up for $4,700, which I would never be able to pay. So
yeah.
yesterday was a full moon. My lawyer consulted their lawyer. Their lawyer came to the city council meeting, and just happened to be that there was also some creative people there about beautifying Iowa. So all of the meeting was about all these creative things that could be done in Iowa or in our little small town. And at just coincidentally, here I was with this wonderful half acre of land that I'm putting tulips in so the school kids can get a nice spring high when they go to and from school. And and it ended up that they said, "You know, Annie, we'll sell it to you," which my lawyer said to do. Let them buy it, or else find something you can do on the sheriff's sale. So they said they'll auction off an amount and let me auction $1 over them. So the land will be mine officially. Yay!
Well, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Well, it's not there
I'm glad
yet.
that you. I'm glad that it's going to be yours, and that there's not going to be some like Walmart built over there or something, something like that.
Well, not
That would
only
just
that,
be. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if somebody built a really nice thing there. Like a nice little property with a beautiful garden and kept the trees and everything. What I hate to see is when people buy a wooded property and then remove all the trees. That just hurts to see. It takes a long time for that to happen. Um, not
I
long
just
ago, not long ago, a woman's house was bought by the town. She had passed away, and she had this cute little brick house with these huge lilac bushes that took some 30 years to get that way. And the town bought it, and one of the things that they did was remove everything beautiful that she had in her yard and the lilac
why?
bushes. I don't know why. It just looks so sad because now they use the house for meetings, and the yard has been stripped of all of its beauty, and I just don't understand it. And here we planted lilac bushes. We planted a row of them in our yard, because we love them, and it just hurts to see these bushes removed like that. And it's going to take a long time for ours to grow. And I really enjoyed looking across the alley and seeing these huge lilac bushes that she had, and because the scent carries over, it was so lovely.
Yeah.
Um, and that's one of the it's one of my favorite flowers. It's one of the very few that don't trigger my allergies, and I love the scent. We have there's a park in Lombard, Illinois, called Lilacia Park, and it's all lilacs, and it's something to see once they're in bloom. It's a very heady experience. I mean, I actually feel buzzed after walking through it because of the many lilac aromas. And of course, I tend to stick my head right into these things, because I just love the scent of these. Um,
Yes.
it is one of my favorites, and to see them torn out like that is a shame. But I'm
My
glad you
problem.
got that land. That's
Well,
great.
see,
That's gonna.
the reason it's precious to me is because I believe, and I've had everybody from Native American people to fairy people tell me that when you have a circle of trees and there is a natural arch going east and west, and a natural arch going north and south, and that it's completely clear in the middle. It looks, when the sun shines through it, it looks like something that a Native American sun dance would be in. So
Hmm.
it is my feeling that this is a matrix of energy for that block. And if they wipe that out, my sense is that it will be like taking the heart of the town away. It'll be like taking a very strong energy circle. And I feel that I have been in custody, or I have been chosen to take care of this wisdom circle. So when I slept at night, I actually had these visions of things screaming at me like in hysteria. I had women screaming at me in hysteria, and that sounds really far-fetched, but that's just how magical this circle is. So anyway, we are going to take
I
some
believe
readings.
that. Okay.
We are going to take Grace uh, from Oklahoma first, and she says, "Hello, Ann Marie and Joseph. Can you please
Hello.
tell me how my supervisor views me? His name starts with the letter K. Thank you so much, and honesty is appreciated."
How does?
Grace.
Yes.
So what do we have on that? And remember, everybody, when you call in, you get twice the energy reading. So we want you to call in just so we can get it, just so we can make sure that we have that voice there. It gives us even more energy for you.
Well,
Okay.
the way I see it is that Kay finds Grace to be a very good worker. Believes that that Grace is somebody who is well liked and appreciates that, and is somebody who understands the job and the work relationships very well. Um, she does feel that Grace is a high energy person. Um, Looking down the road, um, I think that maybe, you know, in the future, she may see her as being distracted, and it might be because of the nature of the work. But from what I see is that actually she has respect for Grace. I don't know whether or not she shows it, but deep down, that is what I see here. What do you think, Anne Marie?
I would agree because it says that Kay has absolutely no doubt that Grace is a good worker, that Kay feels that Grace is supportive of the people around her, as well as she allows other people to connect with her without hostility, that she feels that Grace is a good communicator, and that Kay feels that if Grace keeps this up, that there could be better opportunities to climb in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree.
Yeah.
Let's look at Anita from Michigan. Hello,
Hi,
Anita. How are
Anita.
you?
Hi, Joseph. Hi,
Hi.
I am.
Hi.
Hi, I am supposed to be going to Arizona this in the beginning of this week. That basically be leaving to go to Chicago to Arizona, taking off on Sunday. I'm in a dilemma. I have doctor's appointments set up for the beginning of next week, and for orthopedic and a pain specialist. Yet I don't know if I should take those and go to Arizona and start fresh there from Michigan. And also I have a bunch of records and paperwork they're old to take. I was thinking to take with me and pack because I am having some health problems, and I don't know if I should stay here in Michigan and handle them because the weather's changing and everything, or just cancel the stuff here
Alrighty.
and ask them
So
if they can give
should you
me a
go?
thing to go to Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Anita. Okay, I understand. Let's see.
Anita, you've been having this problem for months now, haven't you?
I have. I didn't get started in time of getting things together and going. My parents were with me, living with me, and I just felt, I don't know, I just felt scattered, like I couldn't get my own focus. And then I left, and now I'm starting to focus, and it's, because I have more space with thinking of, and I'm getting everybody give me their opinions, and I'm like, okay, I'm losing my own, I feel like I'm losing my own connection to self of what actually to do. I'm actually becoming afraid of doctors, and
Well, I
therapies,
don't
because
blame
it's
you.
like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I,
it's like the words that
I
come out
understand.
sometimes are,
Okay, what do you have, Joe?
Well, I'm seeing that really a future trip is sort of not recommended at this time. I'm seeing that you need to stay put for just a little while longer. Um, you know, I'm seeing eights, and I'm thinking that maybe it might be best to um, make this decision after winter, as we get
whoa.
into spring. I know. That's see. What I'm getting here is the inverted Eight of Wands, and that indicates that this is not a good time to make a major change. Um, and I'm seeing that in relation to into deciding, if you should start new. I mean, I think a new. I'm not saying don't ever do it. I'm just saying at this particular time, it may be wise to stay put.
I mean, I already have a place there, and I already have some doctors set up there.
Okay.
It would just be.
Okay. Perhaps to visit it and to do these things would be a great thing, but I would not change my residence permanently at this point, or maybe not stay there at this point. I don't know why that is coming up that way, but I am seeing a recommendation that perhaps maybe to make such a big move and a big decision at this time is not really a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. Ann Marie, what do you think? Because I don't want her to base her decision solely on just the card I pulled up here. How do you feel about this, dear?
Anita, you've had some real crappy luck, right?
Yeah, I see that here in our past too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? And it shows that you've really been dependent on other people's generosity towards you in order for you to get your act together. And it shows that even though they're being generous, you still can't seem to get your focus. And what your reading says is this is basically, Anita, all about your low self-esteem and getting your self-confidence and getting your self-worth back and getting your security back. Because, honey, I feel that no matter where you go, you're always going to find that you get attracted. What is it, Joseph? They say manifesting is you attract to you as like a magnet what your thoughts are. And so while you're suffering from all of this confusion and loss of focus and low self-esteem, you are unintentionally attracting bad luck. So you need to work on you, Anita. And I understand that maybe it feels that if you go somewhere, it'll be different. But my feeling is that no matter where you go, the most important thing you can do is work on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I am seeing that it's recommended here that you need to work out some things first before making this big change. To run off like this, I feel that maybe perhaps you'll be too far from your support group, at this time. But I'm not saying, the cards don't say don't do it at all. It's just saying this is not the right time.
I was going to have a friend take some boxes in their, some heavy boxes of paperwork in their van and over there to me and drop them off at my place because I didn't want to pay for to go on the plane, or ship them. And then that way I could have either took off now or, a little bit later because I felt like I needed to get some ducks in order here in Michigan first.
It's not a bad thing to get some things in order there first. No, make the preparations, but nobody says you yourself have to be there right now. Take your time with this.
Anita, do you know what manifesting is?
I do. I used to be a great manifester for all kinds of things,
because here's what it says. Each thought we have creates an energy flow within and around our physical being. And this energy attracts its likeness. So if you are thinking, I suck, then your energy sucks. And you attract sucky experiences. The opposite experience occurs when you think high-level thoughts, like I rock. When you think and feel I rock, you exude an energy of confidence confidence and in turn attract great experiences into your life. Each thought you have informs your energy, and your energy manifests into your experiences. So all I'm saying is make sure that you're telling yourself you rock, because I feel that you've had some tough luck, and for whatever reason you've been getting some sucky experiences. So make sure that you don't bring those sucky experiences with you.
Mhm.
Okay?
No, it's interesting. It's just that I'm seeing that in her past, in her recent past, that there was a very a supportive male, a youngish sort of person, perhaps under 40, as described, by the Knight of Cups, and the kind of person who thinks carefully and is very sensitive to others. And I think it's interesting that this person has popped up in your recent past in this reading, and I don't know what that means to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Anita, we wish you luck, and just remember, keep your thoughts
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Be sensible.
Okay.
Okay.
Joseph, that
All
sounds
right.
like something your mother would tell you.
Well,
Be-
it does.
Be
Well, I guess
sensible.
I must be getting old.
Be sensible now.
Well, you know what? And it's
Okay.
not bad advice, really, because
No, it isn't.
it really isn't. And there are times when I wish I had followed that advice, but I am still here, so I guess I've done all right.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Linda from Arkansas. Linda, how are you today?
Hi, Linda.
Hi, I'm doing great. Well, sort of. Everything is going good. I try to keep positive thoughts. And my question to you is, what do the cards have for me financially with my business?
Linda's business.
What do the cards say about your business?
Yeah.
Right.
Her
What is,
financial,
what
her
is
business.
do you have a name for your business?
Yes, Linda's Apparel.
Linda's Apparel.
Oh, clothing.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
All right.
I've been working my buns off, and I am like, okay,
You're tired, aren't you?
just yes, and I am like, is it going to get any better, or
Yep. That's exactly what
make,
comes up. That's exactly what it comes. You're going, is this all? All this work and this is all? What do you have, Joseph?
Well, I know that careful planning is important here, as represented. Again, the Eight of Wands, but this time it's right side up. And I see that you're soon to be at a major crossroads, and you must decide, like, to move quickly or miss out on something, an opportunity that's coming up. Um,
huh,
don't let it slow you down. And but really think carefully about your goals and your new priorities, because there will be an opportunity that you're going to have to think about. You know, and it would help to really make sure that what you're going to choose is in alignment with your goals. I'm seeing currently, that things are going okay and that they're doing well, but I'm also seeing that there's a need for structure and some discipline, as you are visualizing good things that are not quite there yet, sort of like the castles in the air idea, where
right,
so don't do anything risky at present, because I don't really think that you're seeing the good that might possibly come, but I don't think you've considered some of the drawbacks that might arise here. So be very careful with that, and try to be realistic, and try to really focus on those goals. Like, really narrow the focus down, so it's something that you could
like my
actually
current
achieve.
goals.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. If
Okay.
we have,
And so,
if we're
what
too
kind
scattered, we're
of
not.
opportunity?
What kind of
Go
opportunity?
ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. What
Uh,
kind of opportunity should I be looking for?
Look for
That's
one that is in alignment with the goals with the goal that you have set. One that actually would blend with what you're doing. One that is realistic with what you're doing. You know, like say if it's a decision to do something that your business that is not about your business. You know, like say I'm
Uh
going to get
huh.
a line of coffee mugs in here or something like that. It's like, well, that's
Oh.
losing focus. You know, stay focused on what your business is about. And I'm seeing that it's going to go well as long as you carefully consider and stay realistic with this. You know, if something doesn't sound, if you can't get any concrete information about this new opportunity, I'd stay away from it. You know, because there's so many
Yeah.
scams. There's so many scams, and there's also
Uh,
people that are soon to go bankrupt, and they're trying to unload their business on somebody, you know, and to get into milk it before they go, you know, chapter 13 or chapter 7 or something. You know,
mm.
you really have to watch out for some of these people because they're desperate, and desperate people do some pretty crazy things. So, really, if you're going to get involved with some new opportunity, do some investigation. I mean, really,
Linda,
really.
Linda, I can tell you
I
that
didn't
I am
even
with
know I
Joe.
was.
Linda, Linda,
uh,
I'm
yeah.
going to tell you that what I
Yeah.
see is that what's coming up in the 2015 is a much better chapter for you. But, honey, I'm going to tell you something. While you're feeling drained and while you're feeling like you're invisible, you're putting
Mm-hmm.
out far too much energy. You're trying far too hard. And I think that
Oh.
sometimes what happens, for instance, there's a lot of people that will advertise on Facebook with these sites that ask for 400 bucks a month, and they'll do your little captions for you, and they'll advertise you on Facebook. And what I found is that when I did it, I ended up getting smacked into the spam section by a lot of people who just saw me as a nuisance. So there
Yes.
are a lot of people out there that want to say that they can make you stand out and market you and really be a winner. But I can honestly tell you that less is more sometimes. Sometimes when you try too hard, you just come out tired, and you get to be too visible. If you're too visible, you become invisible. And that's a weird thing. Being too visible makes you invisible.
That's true because people don't want to see you after a certain point because they're sick of it. You know, like with the spam. You know, but I would say if you stick to the tried and true methods, things should work out fine. And like I said, narrow down what you're trying to do, because if you're all over the place and trying to overextend yourself, you're just going to deplete your energies. And yeah, those marketers, no, that's a business, dear. They don't really care. They just want the money, and they do something, you know, but it's not really very effective. Like Anne Marie says, it just got her more spam, and it made people tired of seeing her. You know, if you stick to the
I,
traditional methods of business, you know, I think you'll do great. You know.
Okay.
Linda, thank you so much, and I think you're going to do much better in 2015.
Hmm. I
Oh,
agree.
okay. Well, that's good news. It's not far, so I'm
No,
gonna
it's
hang
not
in
far
there.
away. Yeah, but
Mm.
I think it's going to be great. But just watch out for your energies, you know, and like I say, watch out for these people that are trying to make a buck because you know, small businesses and stuff. Those are targets for people like that. You know.
Joseph, I bet I
Well, I
have
don't have the.
I I don't know about you, Linda, but I have almost 4 to 5 marketers call me a day. And everyone tells me they're going to put me on the first page. And everyone tells me that they're going to give me a huge amount of business. I am so tired now. I have caller ID and I just don't even answer the phone anymore. I am so tired of that spiel that comes out about that.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
I get the same thing.
With that. Yeah.
I get the same
don't
thing.
have any issues with that at all. But I was like just curious as to about, do you know like what the angels or what my guides
Sweetheart, I'm going to tell you right now that we've already
they,
given you a reading, and if you want to, you can contact Joseph or I after the show, and we can
We're
do
on
another
Keen
reading.
and
But right now
yeah,
we have other people waiting.
or come back next
oh,
time.
I'm sorry. Okay.
We'll be
That's all right.
all right.
Okay.
But
Thank
we
you.
see good things though. Anyway, I mean, I think she'll be fine.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
No,
Okay,
that's all
thank
right.
you.
That's
No.
okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. I understand her need to have answers, really.
Of course. But I want everybody, there's only 2 more people that have readings, and we want to make sure that they get in there. The first one is Bobby, and he's from the Midwest, and he says, hello, Ann and Joseph. What is
Hi,
the
Bobby.
tarot? What is the tarot saying? Just what is the tarot saying? So
Okay.
I guess that's pretty easy, and
Well, let's see. Let's
just see what
Yeah.
message comes through.
Okay. What's in store for Bobby?
Oh,
What do the
so we're
cards
looking
have to offer to Bobby? What do the cards want to tell Bobby?
click, 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 click.
I know.
Sounds like you're in.
I just distracting, but it's a weird setup I've got here. It's very limiting because I'm at a fixed station here.
Yep.
Well, let's see. I'm seeing that there's some sorrow in the past, in recent past, and if you're still going through it, Bobby, it's going to go away. I'm seeing things like a broken heart, like a knife in the heart sort of thing, and that's something that's going away, and or has just recently passed. And I'm seeing now that you're in more of a period of rest. And at this time, you might feel that that you lack the strength, And what I'm seeing here is that you need to gather your will. You need to update your will. I mean, I don't mean the will piece of paper. I mean the will within yourself. Don't let your will be broken. Watch your how you deal with stress. Choose a healthy ways to deal with the stress, and really try to rebuild your energies. It seems like that's what's needed now after this sorrowful time that you've had.
I would add to that what I show for Bobby is that Bobby is an incredibly honest person and really, really believes in walking the talk. But for whatever reason, Bobby attracts less generous people or people that sometimes take advantage of that, good quality.
People who abuse power, and I'm seeing a warning in the future. Like, really try to avoid being treated like a doormat, or try to avoid these people that are just going to take you around again for the same thing all over again. That's why he needs to rebuild his will and strength.
Right.
And
And listen
you know,
and listen to your gut more. I know that sometimes if you've been raised in Christ consciousness, or in a family with a mom that told you to see the best in everyone, it's hard. It's a hard road when you find out that seeing the best in everyone can sometimes lead you down some very dark rabbit holes. And your reading says, follow your gut just a little bit more, Bobby. Don't
mhm.
have so much faith in all the wrong people. And I would say that if you do that, you'll stop finding that you feel as if no one's committing to you, and you'll stop feeling so drained, and you'll stop feeling like you've gone stagnant. Just take your bitch pill. I always say that to certain people, and Bobby, I see you need to take your bitch pill.
Yeah. Be strong. You need to be strong and see how wonderful you are, and you have to rebuild your strength. Really.
Mhm. All right, we have Kenneth from LA and says, "Hello, I once got a reading that I have a cold, manipulative woman in my life.
Oh my.
I hate to say I believe it's my mom or sister. Is it them or just me?"
Oh, who is the cold, manipulative person? Is that what we want to know here? Who is it?
It seems to be. Tell him more about the cold, manipulative woman in his life.
Okay, Kenneth. Is it Kenneth?
Yes, Kenneth.
Okay, let's see what the cards have to say about Kenneth and this person. Yeah, it's the cards flipping again. Well, at least you know I'm actually flipping cards here.
That's they sound very crisp.
They are actually, and actually they're a recent deck. I've only had them for a few years. Well, I know it is somebody. It is somebody who. Gee, I'm seeing infertility and someone with an inability to bear children, sort of like a barren sort of a person, and somebody who is unable to uh, feel joy. It's somebody who's basically always sort of unhappy and is just going to rain on your parade. Now, if there's somebody in your life that tends to do this, I would say that we should tell you who that is. I mean, look at their behavior and what are they doing? How supportive are they of your ideas? Or are they quick to just simply diss everything that you do and piss on your parade? Excuse me. But I mean,
Oh,
that's the
that's all right.
person.
This is Chief Radio.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
that.
And you may be finding yourself chasing this person around trying to please them, but they're just simply never going to be happy. And yet here you are. I mean, you have this wonderful personal magnetism, and I'm seeing like success and good health in your present time. So this person is not even aware of the amazing abilities and doesn't really even encourage your possibilities. But I see that you have this internal optimism and happiness. It might be jealousy. They see a light and they're not like that, so they want you to be like them. Um,
I'm going to step in here for 1 second and
okay.
say, Kenneth, I show that you love bad girls. And I show that you have so much going for you.
He
But you
does.
have this vivid imagination of I'm not saying that you're into dominatrix and high heels and black leather garters,
Well, you
but
never
I
know.
do
You never know.
never know. But I do feel that there is a quirky part of your personality that tends to like women who are a bit harsh. And whether they're strippers or whether they're just bad girls or whatever it is, it's the contradiction of your personality that you seem to have your life all together and yet love trashy or trashy is so out of date. Love to have abusive, cold women. So my feeling is it isn't necessarily your mom or your sister. I feel it's just someone that likes good sex and harsh attitudes and taking advantage of you. And if it's not a real person, then it's a lot of women in magazines that you just can't quit looking at. So my feeling is there's something to do with fantasy going on here.
Or I tend to think that that might be it, or I'm seeing that maybe he's just a target for this kind of a person.
Could be.
And I think that maybe he's attracted to this type of women without even realizing it, because he has this feeling that he could fix them, like help them or change them, or he's been told he could see the good. He sees the good in the person, and sometimes he sees what the person could be, but not who they actually are.
Right. And people do that, men and women. Men and women tend to. I always say good girls are attracted to bad boys, and bad boys often are attracted, and good guys are attracted to bad girls. I can't count how many times I get asked for readings by nice guys that are taken advantage of by totally manipulative women, and the same
Hmm.
with women and men. I have more men calling about that now than I ever used to. It used to be that I would never get calls with guys that the nice guy that went through the same thing as the nice girl, but there's a
Hmm.
lot of, I think, as women get more powerful, and and especially with added beauty and youth, they go through kind of a time where they are very ballsy. And I think that guys have to watch out that
Yeah.
they're good income, and they may find that they're bringing those women in to fix them, as you said, Joseph, but I can't help but think that there's a part of them that just kind of likes a little bit of dominatrix too.
Well,
So,
the thing is, a lot of women, the history of women is so much more different than the history of men, and women have had to resort to a lot of things just to survive. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And then when they're not used to being in positions of power either. It's just like when somebody shy takes a course in how to be assertive. Sometimes they come off so off-putting and bold and obnoxious because they're not
Mm.
used to the interaction.
Or
They're still awkward, and and you look at the history of women and how they've been used and the things that they had to suffer through and how they never really had a voice. And in most countries, I'm not talking about the ones that become royalty. I'm talking about the average woman. We're talking about never being able to own property, not being able to go to school, not being able to have a voice in the government, having to live through the men that they're with. They had to resort to a lot of things just to survive. So that when they do have power, a lot of times, it's just like they're that's just how things are sometimes. But I do think that Anne Marie's right. I think you kind of have an attraction to the bad girl, but you got to look at people how they are, and you might just be a walking target for this sort of thing. A lot of these girls aren't used to dealing with a nice guy.
and
They're just
especially
not.
a nice guy with good income.
Yeah.
It's a definite turn on. Women love to be spoiled, just like the old days. But a lot
I
of
can't
women,
blame You can't blame them. I mean, if I
no,
had that,
no,
I'd be spoiled easily. I mean, geez.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
But a
know.
lot, but like I said, I've never had so many men call me in all the times, all the years that I've worked doing this job. There's more men calling me, sensitive men with the same kind of issues that sensitive women have. So it's
Hmm.
really evened itself out.
Well,
Well, why don't
I've
we
known a
say,
few
why don't you
women.
say that prayer
Uh,
one more time, Joseph? We've got 49
um,
seconds.
the
The
one
one
with
about
the oh,
releasing.
okay. I return all energy to its source with love. I return all energy to its source with love.
There you go. And you can release your
Yeah.
pimples and everything else. So come on.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is AchieveRadio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/AchieveRadio.